Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. Funko's back in the news, making NFT pops into common pops.
Yeah, but as we all know, collecting is the way. Now let's chat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another great episode. This is episode 85 of Collector Chatter. I'm your host, Migs, here as always with my co-host, Charlie. What's up, Charlie? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good, good. We got some good stuff to talk about today. Like I said in that quick intro, we are going to talk about Funko NFTs. There's been a lot of NFT news. We have a drop that just is coming out today. Essentially, if
Yep,
you're listening to this, we have a rumor drop that's going to be coming out next week. We're still waiting for a Christmas drop. Like a lot of Funko NFTs are going to be coming out, I guess.
it's
And
crazy.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff we want to talk about. And like I said, Funko again is coming out now with a common wave of pops that were at some point in NFT, and this one is just ridiculous. So we're definitely going to talk about that. Can't wait. And we have some Disney Lorcana news because we have
Yes,
slowly
finally.
are like kind of becoming a Lorcana channel, even though we've never opened up packs, we've never showed you guys anything. We just love talking about it. But we do have some packs finally. So, but we'll talk about the Lorcana stuff, the new chapter, even the third chapter is coming out soon. Cannot wait. And then, Mischief Toys, we love repping them. We love the
Yes.
designer toy stuff that's not Funko, and they're one of them. They have an awesome week going on for holidays. We got some stuff from 100% Soft as well as dropping. So, a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about. Not too much Funko because
No.
mostly just NFT related stuff. But yeah, so we'll get into it. So, we'll start off. Let's start off with the Funko NFT and the madness and everything. We'll get into the drama a little bit towards the end of it, but we can start off just kind of with the drops. You can let us know, Charlie, what is this new drop? So, of course, we talked about it previously, but it will be coming out today, which is
Yeah,
December 12th. So, and that drop is, of course,
Mickey and Friends. So the big Disney drop that everyone's been waiting for, yet it's probably not going to be as successful as Funko and Drop thinks.
yeah.
And a few of the reasons we'll tell you is one, the pops are kind of mid, if I'm being honest. Like as a Disney collector, I do still want some of them for my collection, but they could have been way bigger. I think I was more excited about it last week. And then the whole icing
It
on.
was Disney, man. I knew as soon as you heard Disney, you were
Yeah,
gonna get hyped no matter what.
no,
And
you're
then,
totally right. I then let it sink in. I marinated it, and I'm just
yeah,
like, I'm still kind of saucy about the No Freddy Funko.
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
as big of a Game of Thrones fan I am, like, I kind of was like, whatever. I loved when the Jon Snow Funko Pop was the royalty because, like, that version of Jon Snow didn't exist in pop form, if you're a fan. And then with the House of Dragon, like, it made kind of sense with the dragon, but the Mickey Pop, which we also said last week, like it is a pop that's already been made for the most part, like that version of Mickey. This one just is a little flashier,
Yeah.
which okay, normally it'd be nice if the NFT version is a little flashier, but it's still not worthy, in my opinion, of the royalty. Hey, I would have made the royalty a Walt Funko Pop. Now that I'm just thinking about it, that would have been sick. But I don't work for Funko or Drop, but I should. And the other thing that's making people really upset about this drop is it's the first drop exclusive, which means for everyone who's not aware, which please, do your homework just so you aren't upset afterwards. The only way you can get anything on the secondary market is actually on Drops Marketplace. So there will be absolutely nothing on Atomic Hub, which most people go to. So that makes this drop a little less desirable as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I kind of said a lot of that last week, and you kind of agreed with some of it, but I know like we're both pretty much on the same page again when it comes to that now. And it seems like the majority of the community is as well. Like this just seems like it's not as hyped up. Of course, we never know, whether it's flippers or whether it is people just saying stuff and then they want to go and actually purchase it. Like we'll see how this drop actually goes and what's going to sell. But I really, really do think that there will be a lot of people. I don't know if you want to say the word boycotting or whatever you
Yeah,
might say, but essentially just not wanting to get it because it is a drop exclusive. I saw a lot of people in, Facebook groups and everything saying like the only way we can make sure this doesn't happen again and we don't keep getting these drop exclusive things is if we just don't purchase this. So like people are buying into that. And I think it's a combination of that, combination of the drop itself. What are the redeemables? Not the best. Like the Disney aspect is kind of holding on to like some collectors, especially if you're really, really OG Disney or you love Mickey or whatever. Maybe you're gonna still want to get it just because even if it was just a regular pop of that, you would like it.
Yeah,
Let's say it that way. But the whole chase of it and exclusivity of like getting these and ripping packs and stuff, I just don't see it being as exciting. And even for me personally, like I may completely pass on this drop. I still am like really contemplating because there's other stuff I want to get. It's Christmas time. Like there's obviously other ways I want to spend my money at this point, and I'm just kind of really back and forth. But I know we talked about that drop a lot before, so we don't have to like go too into it, but we did want to say obviously because it was coming out today
exactly.
that that is the drop. So hopefully when you listen to this or whatever, or you're watching, we'll know a little bit better as to what actually happened and like we'll
Yes.
see how this came out. Will it be one that just gets burned a lot of cards, makes it even more exclusive? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of at least just see what happens to it. And then we'll see if we got if Charlie gets some packs and stuff, maybe we'll see what we can get if we do happen to do that. But on other terms of NFT news, we have it's like technically a rumor. Everyone's posting about it. Everyone has dates. Everyone's saying everything except for Funko and Drop,
Yeah.
which they've been pretty good at when something is official and it's announced, like announcing it quickly.
Yes.
That has recently been the thing where they'll show you even pictures right away that first day that they announce it. We don't have to wait as long. The weird thing is, obviously, we're still getting a drop that hasn't officially come out. So if I had to guess that this is obviously official, which it seems like it probably is, right after this drop,
We'll know immediately.
today, tomorrow, maybe we'll know, like, hey, next week, because that's the word is that it's next week, which is the 19th, that we're going to be getting a Harry Potter drop. Now, was this one of the rumored ones?
This has
It
never been
it
rumored.
wasn't, right? Okay,
We've
yeah.
been talking, myself,
Yeah,
more
okay,
particularly,
that's what it was.
where's Harry Potter? Where's Harry Potter? Because they had the WB license, and like, how have you
Correct.
not done Harry Potter?
Hmm.
Well, now they're finally doing Harry Potter, and
Yes.
I think we have differencing opinions on this drop, but I am the bigger Harry Potter fan of the two.
Hmm.
I'm actually a pretty big Harry Potter fan, and I think this is one of the best NFT drops I've done in a long time. And my reasoning for that is, the first thing I thought was, what are they going to make for Harry Potter? There's so
So
many
much.
Funko Pops, which is the same for Disney. It's kind of like, what were they going to make? The route they went for Disney, I think could have been better. The route for Harry Potter, they made it super niche. It reminds me a little bit of the Stranger Things drop, which, like, at
Yeah.
first I know people were like, what? And then they're like, this is awesome. They picked a specific scene from one of the movies and or books, however you want to call it, but it's the movies because that's who these characters
Hmm.
molds are based off of. And I think it's awesome. It's from the Triwizard Tournament, Goblet of Fire. We're getting all the people all the wizards who participated in it. And it's during one of the challenges, which is underwater challenge, where they had to get an egg. And we're getting the one thing that's interesting about this, I don't know if you noticed, there's more redeemables than usual. That's what made me at first think this
Is
may
it?
not be
So
true.
seven?
I think there's an extra than normal because they didn't miss anyone, which I'm happy about. We have, okay, there's one, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, there's seven.
Seven. Oh, yeah. Six is usually what we
And
see.
maybe they didn't want to miss everyone. They even made one of the mermaids, the sirens, which I thought was cool. We're getting the dragon, which I don't know if the rumors, I don't remember off the top of my head if they're saying like what they think the grail is. I'm
Yeah, I
curious
don't
if
think
it's Harry.
anywhere. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think it
okay.
says that anywhere.
And then
Or the
the,
royalty.
the kicker for me is the Freddy Funko. If you're a Harry Potter fan, I
Oh yeah,
love
that
the
one.
bad guys in Harry Potter. Like, it's a Death Eater. I mean, this is fire.
Hmm.
Like, and it's a Freddy, obviously. It's just, I can go on and on. I love this drop. So let me know what you
Yeah.
think.
No, I agree. And like I am a Harry Potter fan. Obviously not like super fanatic. Like I think it's cool. It's one of those things when it comes to Funko, like if you really think OG Funko, like you think Harry Potter, because their line is massive. Like they have
Yeah,
had that
when they
license for a
got
really
that, they
long
were like,
time.
boom.
Yeah, they just went off. There's obviously tons of movies and books or stories and characters. There's just so much that they can do that obviously we know why we have so much of it. Um, and there's so many different versions and outfits and scenes and movies and whatever it is, right? So I guess when this came out, I was just a little surprised because I was not as familiar specifically with this because, like you said, it is a little bit more niche. It's very specific. If you're a Potterhead and like you know everything about it, I feel like people that are into Harry Potter that know every scene of every movie are like to me the same kind of people that like are into Friends and know every damn episode and everything, like every joke and all that kind of
Yep.
stuff. There's always trivia on Potter and stuff like that, and that's kind of like where this will fit. Now, personally, I think that's awesome for an NFT drop. It doesn't mean like I'm gonna want to love to go after this thing,
Yep.
but I love that they did that, if that makes any sense. So when it comes to this drop, I guess I was just a little bit thrown back because I didn't, it wasn't just your Ron Weasleys and your generic like obviously of a
Yeah.
Harry, but like you're getting other characters that, like you said, are probably only seen in that one time, and then they don't really have any other significance. Now the royalty is fire. Like that,
Yeah.
like it's an awesome like characters and it's an awesome look. Like the Freddy
It's
looks
so
so
cool.
dope and he's holding on to the mask of his hand. So like that just looks so really cool. The Harry as well is cool. I guess also because they're like underwater and swimming, they just look a bit odd because at first, because I didn't know exactly that was a scene, I was like, are they flying? But then I'm like, they look weird flying the
So
way they were
all
because
on stands,
they're
every
not
single
they're
pop.
on stands exactly. So I was like, that's interesting. Now they're on stands, which obviously NFTs really, I'm pretty sure have not been on. Again, this has never not been officially announced. It seems to be official, but it is a little different because, like you said, there's an extra one on there. It's just a lot of stuff that's like, let's get the official thing and get more news on this and how many packs and what it's going to be, because this does open up a window of a huge fan base to try to bring into the NFT world if they aren't already NFT Funko fans. And it was one that we have, 100% mentioned for so long. Harry Potter has always been one that we talked about when it came to sodas. Harry Potter has always been
Yeah.
one that we talked about when it came to NFTs. We were like, same thing with Star Wars. Same thing with like certain like licenses, the big ones were like, why are they not doing it? Well, I guess we will see how this performs. If this is legit and it's real, we got a Disney one, which to you and me is not the best, version of what they should have done for Disney, but it is there. Now we're looking at possibly getting Harry Potter. And if you guys think this is legit and what you feel, I'd love to hear what everybody thinks
Yeah.
because I do want to see like, is it more the hardcore Potterhead people or is it just general people who happen to like it, think this is a cool drop? It definitely fits into the NFT niche part that we have always said is what they should be doing. And
Yes.
none of these exist in Funko currently. Am I
Not,
correct?
no, not these characters have Funko Pops, but not like this from this scene at all.
Okay. So not totally original because they've already existed, but then again, they've made a bajillion Harry Potter
Yeah,
pops,
like, but these
but at
looks and
least it's
like that
different
they're
enough.
very updated looking. I even like Harry's hair, like these are
Yeah,
pretty
Harry even looks a
fresh.
little different
Yeah,
than a lot of
it's
Harrys.
almost like they've given this is like the next wave of how they're going to make their Harry Potter pops
Hmm.
look. Like they're very detailed. Not that they
Yeah,
weren't before, but they're
no,
very detailed.
I get what you're saying. Like, because Harry Potter has, because like I said, it has been pretty much around for a long time. It's one of those waves and those lines that go through progression of like what the molds look like,
Yes.
and they continue to come out with newer ones. And it's funny because they're all based off of the same damn movies, but they just make them look differently because they're obviously newer and better material and whatever.
Yes.
But that's an interesting one to say that at least. But yeah, that's going to be the next one. So NFT news is like crazy because that's another thing that we were talking about is like we should be getting holiday drop because we usually do. And there was a rumor. We got that rumor. This wasn't on that rumor list. Again, this was just something WB related, I guess, at
Yeah.
that point. But that list of like certain lines, Squid Game was one that we thought was
Yeah.
a miss that they didn't come out with during the
Total
show.
miss.
Now we got Mickey and Friends, but we're still waiting for that Squid Game is going to come out. There's a couple other lines as well. And then one of them, of course, is some type of holiday one. So it's like, are they going to come out with it? What's the deal? But I guess we will see if there's more news when it comes to that closer to Christmas. Because if so, that's a lot of drops in a row. So
Way too many.
it's going to be not smart of them. Didn't they? And did last year, did they end like that too? I feel like they like kind of did a lot of stuff and then they
They
slowed down
did, but
again.
it's just so funny though. You even bring up a point like, it's a holiday time. People need like they're spending their money different ways. It's like I don't know what they were thinking about putting two of the biggest properties they have like right before the holiday time. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, that's what it's just the timing and everything just doesn't make any sense. Uh, but another thing that we're going to talk about with Funko, and this is more on the drama side. We haven't talked a lot of drama in a while, but
No, we haven't.
this is definitely one that we
I'm
want to talk
passionate
about
about
because
the drama.
yeah, we have mentioned this type of thing before. If you guys don't know, obviously with Funko NFTs, there's a chance that they will come out with common pops or they've already had common pops. And a lot of times they have been coming out recently with very, very similar ones. Obviously, the biggest ones that were out at the time were, of course, the Power Rangers drop. They came out
Yep.
and they made literally like the exact same pop of that like Pink
Ranger
Ranger
Slayer.
character, Ranger Slayer. And then the second one was, of course, the Game of Thrones. Well, no, House of Dragon. Sorry,
Yep.
House of Dragon, which was another one that was like ridiculous. Two of the like
The best
sick
ones.
redeemables came out, and then they did literally the same damn comments, and then they came out with a chase. Like it was just sickening because it was like, what the hell are you doing? These are supposed to be way more exclusive, and they're clearly not. And now we're getting Kellogg's, which was the drop actually Kellogg's?
The
Like,
drop was
or was it
Kellogg's.
okay? It was Kellogg's, the
It was just
actual NFT
Kellogg's.
drop, yeah. So of course, cereal ad icons essentially is what they
Very
were.
big.
Um, Now we're getting an ad icon line, which we know Funko has a huge ad icon line. They've come out with tons of these like mascots and these people, but now we're getting one that is probably one of the closest to what an existing NFT is. And I know you have it, you
Yeah,
said as
I
the
have it.
NFT, right?
It's
And
yep. Cornelius, which is the cornflakes
yeah.
mascot, which quite frankly, when that came out for the NFT, I'm like, how do they not have a Funko Pop of this already when they make every ad icon under the sun?
Mhm.
But they didn't, which made it sick. And now, like we said, there's a common, and the common's better than the NFT, hands down.
Mhm.
When you look at
Well,
the
it makes more
Rangers,
sense. Look at it.
yeah, it makes more sense. He's holding the cereal and he's got a spoon where the other one he's just standing there. It's basically the same pose, but they inserted the cereal bowl, which is just so much better. It's so insulting to the NFT fans. Like, and I know some people get their panties up in a bunch about this. Like some people are agreeing with kind of like I think what we're saying right now. And other people are like, get over it. It's not a big deal, but
Mhm.
it is a big deal. Most people complaining probably don't aren't in that Funko NFT game. So like they don't care. But and as much as I do agree with Migs how he just brought up the House of Dragon ones, like those ones were fire, and then they made the commons. Yes, but they are a little different where it still sucks, but they're a little different. The Ranger Slayer, same one, like they were a little different. This to me is like the closest. It's almost like it just it irks me. It just
Yeah.
really,
It's
really
literally
irks
just
me.
a ball. And it's just funny because it it's
Mm,
like we're kind of like complaining about stupid stuff, right? And it's
yeah, I
like
know, but we got to
in
talk about
it
Funko somehow.
no, but I'm saying like in this world, in this community, in being one Funko collector and two being a Funko NFT collector, because to other people, they like you said, they probably don't care, don't give a shit. It doesn't mean anything. But it's more like because of how you have to get these things and the process that it is and being lucky enough to pull something and then or going after it and buying it in the aftermarket to collect all these packs to get a royalty, like there's just so much more work to it than just going to a store and picking up a Funko Pop, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, we we ought again, this is something that we I feel like did as a community, and NFT and Funko drop and Funko didn't do, but we kind of deemed it to be that
Mhm.
the NFT was supposed to be special. It clearly isn't, but like as a community, we made that a thing. Like think about it. Like that's
I
really
guess you're
what.
right. We did, but they did make you feel like it was in the
Well,
beginning.
of course, and it was like I said because you had to rip packs and you were getting something cool and exclusive. But like clearly, there was never something in there that said like whatever pop you get out of this is going to be something that never existed, or whatever pop you get out of this is
Yeah.
never going to be duplicated, or like and it makes sense because if they're going to make characters, especially of popular ones, you clearly are going to get somewhat of a duplicated character, right?
Yep.
And I see character meaning like the actual character. But when the poses are so similar or like an outfit or whatever it is just so close, that's when it's kind of like, bro, you're literally like, why are you? You could clearly
Yeah. Why?
change it a little bit, or you can do something completely different in a pose or a color or a paint job, whatever it may be. And they don't. Now, obviously, with NFTs, for the most part, we don't get like metallics and glitters, and like you usually don't get that aspect of it.
No.
It's more like a normal pop. So again, they're kind of more limited now. But not to just be like, oh, we're complainers. It's just it makes sense for us that because these pops were supposed to be a little bit more exclusive and better, that we shouldn't be getting a common that is better. And I think the reason why we even brought this up in the beginning is because I think if it was flipped,
Yep.
it
It,
wouldn't have been as big of a deal. If we
agreed.
had a normal common without a cereal bowl, it's such a stupid little thing. But there's a cereal bowl in the NFT, I guarantee people would not say shit about it. It would be like, oh, we're getting a Cornelius, but that's dope. He's got a cereal bowl. And that's it. It's literally
You're
because
right.
the
Totally right.
common one is, and we're gonna be like, well, why does a common have? You know what I'm saying? Like there
I
was a
think,
reason
yeah.
why some of the icon sodas, the common was normal and the chase had an item. Like there's a reason why that was a thing because the chase was more exclusive. It was cooler.
Yeah.
It wasn't really usually flipped around. Now, obviously, towards the end, soda started getting a little crazy where it was kind of the common was better than the chase, like sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of my little sense on it. But I don't know if you ever thought of it that way because as I was speaking, I started thinking about like I really feel like it's our own faults putting the NFT on a pedestal that it clearly is not looking to be on.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
that kind of is what hurts all this.
I agree. Like, I never thought of it that way, but that's what the community did. To me, it makes sense. It's logical.
Mm-hmm.
It's not some fantasy that we were making up. It should be true. It's just gonna hurt Funko in the long run, unfortunately. Like I was even saying today, like my wife enjoys doing the NFTs with me, as if everyone watches when I rip them open, I always do them with her. I was even saying like I went from having to get every drop to them being like, if I don't know anything about this IP or I'm not a fan of it at all, I just won't get it.
Yeah.
To now, like I may if there's an IP that I like, but I don't love the Funko Pops, I'm just not gonna go after them because, like you just said, there's a chance that I could just get it later on.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing you said, which I was trying to articulate before, I think what makes, like you said, this worse is even though they made commons later, neither one was particularly better. They all
Mm-hmm.
were cool. The common for this one is just better. And if you're right, if it was the other way around, people probably wouldn't care as much.
Yeah.
And I love how you said with the sodas, like the chase and the ad icons are a perfect example. The little item there, whatever makes it better. As dumb as that may be, but it does make it a little more special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's definitely interesting. But I would love to hear, what everybody else thinks
Yeah.
about this because I want to see if we're the only ones out here on this island, or does anybody else think the same when it comes to like this specific one. Like obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, you would have seen it. I popped up the picture of the Cornelius one specifically, and even the other ones that have already happened with Funko and NFTs. And a lot of people have been being turned away from NFTs because of a lot of buildup of like mess ups or
Yeah.
things that are just rubbing people the wrong way. And
They
it just
still
seems like
don't
they're
answer
kind of
emails.
adding, yeah, they're still adding to this pile of like negativity that is like clearly not hurting them in the sense of like they're not selling anything because people are clearly still buying, but it's definitely affecting the excitement and hype of what it used to be. If I had to, say from the beginning to now, it's definitely a big difference.
Yeah.
And we know personally some people that literally will boycott every drop now and just don't care about any of these drops anymore, which is sad because they were really cool for a little while.
Yeah.
And I mean, hopefully we can still get that back, but I guess we will see. But that's enough NFT news, enough Funko. Let's get into
What matters
what,
now?
well, yeah, what we're clearly now becoming this channel. And like I said, it's funny because we have never shown you guys anything. We just love talking about it, but we will eventually because we
Yes.
now finally have gotten some stuff in our hands. I mean, if you're looking right now, Charlie has some stuff behind him. I have some
Yep.
boxes here. We're not going to rip them open now, but we do have some stuff. And it is, of course, Disney Lorcana, the trading
Let's
card game,
go.
which is now all that people want to talk about in the trading card world. It is huge. It is massive. It is the best thing in the world. Yeah, rock on. So, of course, we've talked about this in the past when the drop first came out, the first chapter. We weren't able to lucky enough to get any stuff. Ravensburger is still a disaster of a site. This is clearly now being more successful because the likes of Disney and
Yes.
Target like are actually taking over Amazon like
Thank
of
God.
these sales, and it's getting into people's hands for the first time ever. I actually saw an actual Target with stock of stuff. They had
No,
some
it's
starter
crazy.
packs, which was pretty awesome.
I still haven't
Um,
seen the flesh, but
yeah, first time I ever did. I didn't see any packs loose or anything like that yet, but it was at least the first time, and I saw some stuff. So it was exciting to see that. It was a ton of them, and they were of the second, the Floodborne chapter, but there was like a lot, and they were just sitting there. But anyways, we did get the official Rise of the Floodborn drop as well, which we kind of
Yeah.
hinted towards before that was going to be coming out. We had talked about previously the Amazon's queue system,
Yeah.
which was a way of getting some of these packs, which is a cool way of just kind of putting your name in a hat, basically. And then if you get picked and you get an email, you got 72 hours to get on there, make your purchase. Boom, you're done. So we can kind of start there because I know you,
Yeah.
luckily enough, were able to get the booster box, which is being sold on there, which is
Yes.
really, really cool. But yeah, this second wave is coming now. We're getting a third wave pretty soon. So it's kind of bananas. But what are your thoughts? Because initially, I must say, I'm loving it. I love the different options of cards. I can't wait to start playing and getting decks together and everything like that. And even going into the collecting world, maybe I'll get a binder again. Like I feel like I'm
Oh,
going to be back in my
yeah.
Pokemon days.
I really got
But
you. At the beginning, you were like, I don't know about this.
dude, it takes so much less room. It's like fun. I don't have to freaking make
The
walls of
hype is real
crap.
too. Like
And
it's
the hype is exciting. It's making it really cool. Obviously, it fluctuates with prices and stuff, but like luckily we've been able to get like retail stuff, so it's making it
yeah.
a little bit more exciting. But what I wanted to say is like this is definitely like getting big, and it's clearly something fun. But do you think we're getting too much? Like, are they just in,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you're a child, cover your ears, but are they blowing their load too early right now?
A little. I excuse me. Oh my God. That was
Sorry
amazing.
for our children fans if you are out
Yeah,
there.
no, I think they are, but from not being in the trading card game for a while, but I still like follow like the Pokemon drops like on social. Like I still find it fun to look like that. There's a new thing coming out for that. Like legitimately, I feel like every day. In
Hmm.
reality, it's probably like every month they're getting new stuff. And like I feel like Disney is just gonna copy that because like it works for Pokemon. And the only reason where it gets a little concerning, but it seems like, and you just alluded to it, like it's getting a little better. You finally found them in Target. We've been able to order from Target, Amazon. I loved the Amazon queue that you just mentioned. I mean,
Hmm.
I thought it was fair. I liked then that I mean, I feel like they should do that for more stuff that are big hype drops. And yeah, I'm so pumped to finally get that. That'll be like, I feel like I finally got something because the starter decks are
Yeah.
cool, but the booster packs are like where it's at.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think they're probably going a little too hard too soon, but I feel like that's what you got to, they feel like that's what the market demands.
Yeah. And I mean, I get that as well. I kind of feel like because the first one was so exciting, they saw like sellouts, like probably what they didn't expect. These sites are like crashing. Like there was just so much behind it. Clearly, the aftermarket was going wild, and these things were being sold for ridiculous prices. And it just they saw that the trading card world was pretty
Yeah.
nuts and chaotic. Um, but the reason why I said that is because I do have like a coworker who is into trading cards. He plays Magic, gathering cards like that. He's played tournaments and stuff. He's collected Yu-Gi-Oh, like other different cards, like maybe Pokemon. Even I feel like everyone's kind of at Pokemon at some
Yeah.
point. Uh, but he's gotten into Lorcana and he loves playing it. He loves playing it like, when he plays with his wife, I believe. He wants to even try to enter tournaments and stuff. But either way, like he's kind of besides you, like when I'm at work, he's someone I'll talk to about it because he knows about it.
Yeah.
He looks at values and he does all that kind of stuff. But when like I would see like, oh, the second one's coming out and they're gonna make a restock of the first one, and I'm like, there's even a third one coming out, like which we'll mention in a second. He kind of was like, whoa, like they're just going nuts. And it seems like it was kind of surprising, even though, like you said,
Yeah.
you will always see Pokemon cards somewhere. Like there's always, I feel like another box and another drop. And
Yep.
I don't know anything enough of these new things that I feel like like I can go to my Target and they're just packed with Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Like, but again, they have an established, like they've been around for a long time. They can probably continue to do that. And like people will pick and choose what boxes are more important to them. What do they want to go after because of value or for playing or whatever it is. But with Disney, they probably seem like they're playing catch up clearly, and they want to get as much out into the world. But I know one of the big things, Ravensburger, I believe, is one that said it, is that they wanted this to be an easily accessible thing to everyone.
Yeah.
They didn't want it really to be this like what it ended like they didn't think of it in the collecting world, I guess. Like they didn't think of it as
which
like
was
how
dumb.
how exclusive it was going to be. Like they wanted it to be like you just go into a store and buying a game of Sorry or Monopoly and like just being able to get it with no issue, right? And probably because they make puzzles and basic board game shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they have that mindset. But clearly, this is bigger than that. So now, either A, they're just like, holy crap, we can make a lot of money. Let's keep pumping these out. Or they're like, let's get as much out there on into this world of trading card collectors to try to at least establish like a huge set that then we can just like slowly build off of. And that's why I thought the first two was going to be it for a little while. I did not know they were going to come out with a third one so fast, but they did. It's in March is when we're going to be getting it, and it's
Yep.
into the Inklands, I believe.
Yep.
By the way, I love like the whole story that they're
It's
going with
so
everything.
cool.
Like, what's so awesome about this, whether you love card games or not or whatever, is like we've said this from the beginning. The artwork is amazing. There's
Amazing.
so many different artists and stuff, which is really cool. Like you can tell they use different artists. I love that there's different versions of some of these characters.
Yes,
Like
that's what makes it awesome.
even my daughter, so hilarious. So she knows like Disney characters for the most part, right? And when I had gotten some of these boxes, I like was showing her, and I was like, "Look, I got like Disney," just to kind of see if she had a little bit of excitement behind it. And I was like, "Look, they have Disney," and obviously she knows for the most part, like obviously the Moana and Mickey, Cinderella, pretty simple. And she says this one, and I'm like, I was like, "Oh, it's Tiana." She's like, "That's not Tiana," and she goes, "Tiana's different hair. That's completely different." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, because like clearly it's a different, like it looks a little different." The Aladdin, like the Aladdin doesn't really look like Aladdin. Like he looks
No,
very different,
they're all
but I
different.
love it. I love like what they did with it. All the cards, the artwork is amazing. The game itself is really cool and fun. Like I've seen tons of people playing it to kind of when I was trying to learn, like, okay, how am I going to
Yep.
even actually be able to play it like that? And then the cards are so cool because they have so much variety. They did a great job of putting like foil cards, basically of every single one. So you have like an option of getting multiples. So there's like a vast
Yes.
variety of
They know
this
what they're
damn
doing.
set. So it's like it's so cool. But yeah, getting a third one is going to be interesting. But we're also going to get another relaunch of the first one. I guess like yeah, it's getting a little. That's why I said like I feel like it's almost too much, but I understand why, and people are
Yeah.
still going after there. And I do like that now it's a little bit more accessible. That's
I
what to
just
me
hope it
makes
can
it fun.
stay that way. Because it's funny, one thing I wanted to just bring up, which I don't think we've ever talked about on the podcast, or we definitely talked about the Magic the Gathering Marvel that's coming. But what the reason I'm bringing this up is
Mhm.
I find it interesting is so there's actually a Star Wars trading card game that's coming out. And then we're going to get Marvel with Magic the Gathering. In the beginning, when Lorcana was announced, everyone's like, will they mix all those worlds? They're probably not going to now. But the one thing I find interesting is
Yeah, I'd rather
what
than not.
I agree, but what made Disney decide, you know what? I'm not going to have Ravensburger make these other two games. Marvel, we went with the biggest name in trading cards besides Pokemon to make a collab, which I don't know if anyone is a Magic the Gathering fan, but if you notice, like they've been doing collabs like crazy. There's a
Mm,
Jurassic Park one right now. There was a Doctor Who one. There was a Lord of the Rings. Like I actually think it's amazing because like I liked Magic for like a hot second when I was really little at summer
yeah, I
camp,
never
and then I
again.
never that is like hardcore. Like you need to like spend time and learn how to play that game. But now that they're doing these IPs, it's pretty cool. Like I kind of want to get some of the Doctor Who ones just to get them to like look at the art because I love Doctor Who. But it made me the reason I'm bringing this up is like, is this a coincidence or Disney like they're not helping meet our demand? Let's go with people that know what they're doing.
Maybe I because I'm kind of this is what I think of it. So, well, one I like that they're doing that. Like I like that it's
Yeah,
split because to me and us and we're very hardcore in this, but to me I like this. I've always liked the separation of Disney, Marvel, Star Wars. Like I understand they're all under the umbrella, they're all very connected, but I like them being somewhat separated. And I don't clearly not to us, or if anyone out there, let me know if you agree. But I do feel like there probably is a good chunk of people that don't know some of them are under Disney. Like they probably don't know Star Wars is actually
yeah, they may
for
not.
Disney. Like I feel like there's a good amount. Like again, clearly not in our world, but like in the outside world.
Yeah,
So I think that's maybe part of it. But two, like, yeah, some of it probably is like, hey, we didn't want to drop like just a, and not to say that they had to be connected, but just a Star Wars specific thing. But Ravensburger is the one putting it out. Like, I do think that probably had to do with a lot with how this one's going, and not that this one's not going successful, because
Yeah.
clearly it is. But we joke about it, like going on Ravensburger is like going to a goddamn 1970s like
Yeah.
freaking dial-up website. Like, it's
It's
just
not a
not
good look for
built.
Disney, in
It's
my
not built
opinion,
like that.
though.
Exactly. And that's why I've always said, like, let Shop Disney just take it over. If Ravenburger wants to be the manufacturer, the person who
Yeah,
whatever,
they shouldn't be selling them.
100%. Like, Disney collabs and has people connected with them all the time, but it should be more of like an exclusive through them type of thing. And I think now that it's getting out to stores, we'll kind of not be so worried about that, because now, like, the Targets of the world that are massive, and even on Amazon and stuff, like, if it's more freely, not that it has to be super easily accessible, because you do want to make it kind of exciting, but I feel like they're helping the sales clearly and helping this kind of, continue
Yeah.
on. But it's interesting to see that, like, the trading card world is so massive and clearly can be very successful. And it's kind of hilarious, not to go back to the bashing, but it's kind of hilarious that Funko kind of tried to think they could do something with this. And they did their Marvel cards, and those things were a damn flop. Like, I don't even know if you think anyone's still buying those things, but
No,
I've
they're a
seen
flop.
randomly a picture randomly of them. But like,
They're
yeah,
showing
I
up at
don't no
Five and
idea.
Below now. I was so pumped for those. I
Dude, did
never
anyone
got
ever
any of
get the
them.
actual redeemable that you like did? Has anyone ever seen what that even looks like?
Nope. That's another thing that reminds me of the NFT issues. Like, they still haven't announced it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they dropped the ball hard, because I'm telling you, if they went hardcore trading card game, not just a stupid little like, oh, you can put
That
this
was
card
their
next to it,
mistake. It should have been a
but
trading card
with
game.
yeah, but with their actual pictures and artwork, it would have been really awesome. It would have been popular. It would have been cool. Make it like exclusive. Make it like some type of storyline.
Would have been
Like,
huge.
dude, it's so crazy. As we talk, I keep thinking of other stuff. Like, whatever happened to their game?
Yeah.
That literally was what I'm like, as I'm talking,
The video
I'm
game,
like,
right?
that, yeah. As I'm saying it, I'm like, the video game's what they're doing. They had a story, they had people, and it's like, did they just completely get rid of that?
Yeah. Should
Because
have
I feel like that was
no.
supposed to come out, no?
Yeah, it should have. There should have been something about it. They announced that over a year
Wait,
ago.
yeah, way off topic, and
But
I don't want to go
no,
too
but
much on that rant
no,
on
but
that, but it
you're
just
right.
makes me think of that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know what's going on there, man. It's really. I still think I want 2024 to be a good year for Funko, which when we talk about our year end, we'll get into that more. But like, they're just like missing it, missing it, missing it. And like the Pokemon cards are right there for you to see, man. Like the trading card game thing. So where they're making tabletop games that like no one cares about, even if
Yeah,
they're
dude,
cool.
what
Like,
the?
where's the trading card game? Well, I mean, we've been saying that forever.
Yeah, we
And
said it before, and we thought we were going to get it when we kind of got
that
cards, but
wasn't
then it
what we
wasn't that.
got. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a mess. They had a collab with some of the biggest trading, well, they're not really trading cards, but like collectible
Yeah,
cards, like with
they're not a
tops
trading
and
card game.
whatever. But like, and they didn't even really take advantage of that. And Panini and whatever, they made them into pops with a fake. I don't know, whatever. We're
It's
gonna go too much on a
wild.
rant of that. I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I want to, get back on topic, because we'll end it with the Disney stuff, unless you have anything else to kind of
Well,
add
I
to
just with
Lorcana.
Lorcana, I want to ask you one thing. Do you want Pixar to be brought into Lorcana though? I
I
do.
do. I do.
Okay.
So when you, it's funny you think you brought that up, because when you were mentioning the Star Wars of the worlds and the Marvel, I do want Pixar to be literally into the Lorcana. Like 100%, I see that they could work together. It's not like putting in a
I
Darth
agree
Vader and
with
a
you.
Star Wars card, like, it would kind of see, even though, like we said, we know they're Disney, it would just seem a little weird. Pixar, I feel like, would just fit perfectly, because to me, even though I
It's
know
crazy it
Pixar is
hasn't
somewhat
happened.
different, it still is
Yeah, it's
Disney.
Disney.
It's
Like, yeah.
100% Disney. So it is weird. So I wonder if why and like what's going on, or are they looking to just go like a full blown chapter and drop that's going to be all Pixar, which would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely need that, especially if we get sick, cool looking artwork and stuff of those characters, would be amazing. But yeah, let us know what you guys think, because I think 100%, I think that I agree we should be getting that. Um, but all right, let's get into some
Yeah.
quick news on some other collectibles and designer toy stuff. But before we do that, I do want to make sure please like this video, guys. Please show
Please.
us some support. Make sure to comment down below. Every time we talk about stuff, we want you guys to interact with us. So comment down below and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow this little by little, but would love to see your support. So make sure if you like it, it'll help kind of throw it out there in the algorithm. Feel free to share it and stuff as well. But please, subscribe to the channel. It really shows support. And always check us over on Instagram as well, which we'll give you all the socials later on. You can see them all down here if you're watching anyways.
Yeah.
But just wanted to throw it in there. But Charlie, you can go on and start up the news with one of our favorite collectible companies out there. Two people that we absolutely will always support, and we love when
Yes.
they're doing drops and stuff. And this week they have something super cool that has already started, and hopefully you guys have gotten lucky enough to get into some of this stuff. But
Yeah.
go ahead, you can talk
So
about it.
that's obviously Mischief Toys, and we got the Holiday of Mischief, which like they know how to pump collectors up. Like it's amazing. We're getting all week, we're getting drops. So
Mm-hmm.
yesterday we got two pins, which were a bundle. So like if I know we talk about them all the time, but me and Migs are really collect the figures, but
Yeah.
they do make a lot of highly collectible pins. These pins that they came out with were super fire. They were super limited. Only 125 were made, and it was Demonstro, which is their new character, who's like the villain of their universe. He was a Santa Claus, which he has a beard. It just looks so cool. And then Ghastly was an elf. Like
So cool.
I actually I've never bought any of their pins. Full transparency, I had to get these because like I love Christmas. I just like these are perfect. I'm upset. I don't think we will get figures of these maybe next year. But I thought these were sick. Like, what did you think of these?
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the design is awesome. Like I definitely don't think we're gonna get any of these actual characters, but
Yeah,
like the monster as Santa, like that needs to be a character.
it's
And
so
like
cool.
it just so awesome with the white beard hat. And then obviously the Gassy as an elf fits perfectly into like that whole realm as well. They had like glitter on them. The paperbacks that hold the actual pin had like an awesome artwork, a great color.
It's
They were doing
so
amazing.
detailed.
Yeah, super detailed. I believe they said in their live these are like 1.5 inch pins, which they usually make 2 inch pins. So these are a
Correct.
little
They're a
bit
little
smaller.
smaller.
So it is a good size. Yeah, I'm the same way. I haven't really gotten any of the pins. I love I love the way they look. I'm just not like a pin person,
Yeah.
like to put them anywhere. So I've always gone with the figures. The most recent drop that actually came out, which was part of the Coven. So that was
Remember
a
the
Coven
coven?
drop. Yeah, which was a tattoo Ghastly, which I think is probably one of the best ones
It's
they've come out with.
sick.
Some people have kind of been up and down about it, but I think it's one of the best ones they've ever come out with. He even has a mustache. That
It's
one
so
was a
cool.
pin bundle, so we will be getting those
Yeah.
pins eventually. That'll be my first actual pin for them because I didn't go after these, but they looked awesome. They looked great, and I love this whole week. But we got some more stuff
It's so
as
cool.
well
Yeah.
for the
So
weekly drops, which we were announced
yeah,
today.
so today they were announced we're getting two more pins. They're both ghastly. One is him as a gingerbread man, and the other is a snowman. Once again, super detailed, glittery. I mean, they're just so cool. Once again, I don't think we'll be getting figures of these. I actually have a prediction. I don't know. I feel like we may get like a Yeti ghastly figure. I feel like the week's gonna end with the figure.
That'd
So
be
it's like
awesome.
kind of why they were like hesitant to say like it's holiday, but it's like not holiday,
Yeah.
which it kind of I'm gonna it's in the holiday realm for me, in my opinion. Um, the other thing that's been super cool during this week is for these drops, they're telling you when they are dropping, but they've been just like randomly like restocking some stuff from the vault, which I'm assuming is just kind of stuff that they've kept left over, whether it's been pins, they said it could be figures. I mean, but they're not telling you when. So, their fans, we put ourselves in this category, but some of them make us look like we don't even like Mischief Toys. I mean, they're just refreshing that computer all day long to see if stuff pops up, and it like
Yeah.
everything of theirs sells out instantly. So
Yeah.
that's just been super cool, though. It's like fun. And then we're also getting, which I don't know if this was supposed to come out this week, but they have a Maryland, that's where they're from.
Mhm.
Um, Ghastly coming out, which is gonna kind of be like they want it to be like the toy of the state, which I think is like super cool, and it looks like the
Mhm.
flag. Well, and like tell you how crazy their fans are. I mean, someone the last night they were searching, Ghastly on the internet. They found this like hidden within this website for this store that it's kind of like a Maryland tourism type
Mhm.
retail shop. and people were buying it, but they were like, "Is this real? Is it not? Like, should we be buying? Will Heather and Chris be mad at us?" It's just like super funny.
Yeah.
But they now did announce that that's coming out today, and it will be sold at that website, not on their normal website. So it's like a
Yeah.
collab. Super cool. And then, like we said, we're going to get stuff for the rest of the week. I feel like we're going to get a pin board again. In my opinion, we got one of those for the week of Mischief for Halloween. They
Hmm.
haven't announced it. They kind of tell you the day before what's coming out.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just like they know how to build hype. We're excited about it. It's super fun. The community is great. Like they joke all the time. I mean, we love watching their YouTube channel. We support the Gasolcast, but like a lot of people say they like to complain about Funko, but Funko really should be taking some advice from them.
Yeah. Nah, I love the week, and it's the first time they're really doing something like this. Obviously they do it during Halloween. You know, they're both big Halloween
Yeah.
fans, and the whole Mischief and the Ghastly obviously fits better into like a horror Halloween
Yes.
type week. So I know Chris live he was saying like they're gonna do like a hardcore one next year for the Halloween. Like they really love doing that. They may not do another holiday week. You know, it might only be a drop or something. So it's cool that they did it this time because we are getting a variety of
Yeah.
stuff. It has majority been pins so far. And like you said, obviously that Maryland gas is going to be pretty cool. I think it's cool that they have a collab with like a big, site for
Yeah.
their tourism and of that state. So it's cool that they're actually doing that. I mean, there is also put in the works. They have a collab with Hot Topic coming soon. I know
Yeah.
that is going to be in the works. So it's like cool how just seeing them grow and like what they've been doing. But they know how to do it. Like they make everything super exclusive. They make it exciting. They're super great with responding to people like their
Yeah.
community. They love the support. They love to show support. So it's like an awesome company to really support and like get behind. So when it comes to these drops, like it's been awesome. And when, like Charlie said, when it comes to the exclusive stuff, it's just been so crazy because it really can be at any time. They say at any time from 6 in the morning till 9 p.m. This is on the East Coast time. You may get a random drop. And of course, it is stuff like Charlie said that's essentially just kind of laying around. Everything that they have is very limited to
Yeah.
numbers, whether it's like 150, 250, 300, 400, whatever. And they make this stuff literally with that in mind, but they always pull back, which was interesting when I started hearing this because it makes you think like when you actually do the drop, you probably there's actually less
There's
out there
less. Yep.
because they like to pull back and they don't want to have duplicate stuff. They don't want to have extra. If it says 350, they don't want to make 380. Like they want it to be 350. So clearly they do a smart job of keeping stuff just in case people's stuff gets lost or there's damage, and they will definitely respond back and try to help you with damage. Or if anything happens that they need to like do something, or they want to do giveaways, they love doing giveaways,
Yeah.
they have a lot of extra stuff. So now that's what they're doing, they're tossing that stuff up there, whether it's a Ghastly, whether it's a Demonstro, whether it's pins, like extra stuff, they're going to throw it up on there. It's just so random, and because it's a little bit about, if 150, 200, or even 3 to 400 piece things sell out in a minute, clearly 4 items are going to be gone in
In
4
seconds.
seconds. Like, it's
You
just
don't even
it's
know
just
they're
the way
there. It's just like,
it's
okay.
just the way it is. You have to literally have been on the site, hit refresh, you see something there, oh cool, add cart, and out. That's the only way. And like Charlie said, there's madmen in this community that are doing that nonstop. I try to, and I pop in here and there, and I missed everything. I didn't see a lot of them were earlier in the day, and I just completely missed out on so many. And I was so upset because I really wanted some of those that were going to be restocking. But throughout the week they're going to continue to do it. I love that they're doing this. It sucks because it's not as easy to get, but it's exciting and
It
it
makes
makes
it
it
fun.
fun because if you do get it, it's going to be even that much better knowing that you had to go
Completely
through this
agree.
damn gauntlet and you got it. But one thing you did forget to talk about, which
The
is an
the plushie.
official announce, is the plush. Yeah.
Yes,
So
I was been waiting.
yeah, the
I picked it.
plush is an official. We don't have a day yet, which we know obviously it wasn't Monday. We know that it's not today, Tuesday. Could be Wednesday, could be Thursday, could be Friday. Um, Most likely we hopefully will be getting a demonstration, or not demonstration, a Ghastly like figure, I would
Yeah.
assume. Maybe demonstration, probably not, but the figure, maybe a board, like you said, and then a plushie is something that we definitely know we are going to be getting. And it is, of course, just a standard regular Ghastly, and the
Looks
plush
sick.
looks so awesome. We saw this at New York Comic Con. They had it
Yeah.
behind them. We asked them if they were going to come out. They said soon, look out for it. Well, this is the soon. We are now finally going to get it. And I really, really want this. The one that is going to be dropping is officially going to be a first run. which is going to be LE 200. I think I told you right.
Yeah.
200 piece. So it's very limited. It's going to have a tag on it saying that's first run. Then they will eventually make more of these. But it's cool to kind of be able to get the first one. I definitely want it. I know my daughter's going to love seeing it because she loves Gasly's already. And if she sees it in a plush, she's going to go nuts. She loves
It's
plush.
it's so
So
funny you say
very
that
excited.
because the moment I found out about this plushie, I'm like, this is Chip's the same way. He sees my gas, he's like, he wants one. He like doesn't understand how limited these are. But I'm like, when the plushie comes out, I'm getting it for him. But now it's like, oh, he can't touch this first one because I
I
don't want him
know.
ripping that tag
I
off
know. I know.
because he's
They were
done
talking
that
about on the
before.
live getting like tag protectors.
I
I think
mean,
people were
it's
talking about.
like the moment that comment comes out, they're like, ghastly plushes all
Mhm,
around. But
mhm.
it's just funny that has like actually been worrying me about it. I'm like, how I'm just gonna have to hide this thing because like he'll want it. And we've had tags ripped off of plushes before that I didn't want tags ripped off of. So
Yeah, it'll definitely probably happen. But yeah, I'm excited for this week. It's been a really cool drop. I love that they do this. And definitely, of course, if you guys don't know, definitely check out Mischief Toys. They
yeah,
have an amazing figures, and they're very cool, very exclusive. And everyone has come out has looked so cool. I cannot wait to see the tattoo one. Very excited to see what that looks like. And obviously check them out at Gasolcast, which is their main YouTube page, which they put up hilarious videos all the
yeah, they're
time.
amazing.
And yeah, they kind of do what we do, but on a bigger scale and more funny. So, they're a little bit, and we're two dudes,
They don't
they
need our
they
help, but maybe
they
they can
they
help
yeah,
us.
yeah, hopefully. But yeah, we definitely love you guys over there. But yeah, that's like the main thing. We did have one more announcement because we talk about these all the time. There was a specific designer toy, which was part of Designer Con actually,
Yeah,
which is an interesting like convention, which has like a bunch of different stuff in art and all that kind of stuff. But there will be some exclusives coming out from 100% Soft, which we love that company as well. That's another one that we really started getting into, especially since New York Comic Con
yeah.
and getting those damn dumpster fires, which my daughter, speaking again, loves the dumpster fires. I most
So
recently
does
got
Chip.
the nightlight one, and so their customer service is amazing because I had gotten the nightlight one in, and it was like really you're supposed to like tap it, and you have to punch it just to get it on. Like something was clearly messed up in there, and they sent me another one. They were like, "Yeah, sure, hold on to that one." They said less dumpsters in the trash is better, so like keep it. And it's funny because I kept it. It still does work, but like I said, it's very faulty. The new one came perfect. My daughter could literally just tap it and it
Okay,
turns on.
so
So it's like it was clearly like a faulty one. But it's cool because I got two of those, but they're a little bit bigger. But she loves it. She puts it on. Her nightlight has like an hour timer, and then it just stops essentially, and
that's
it
awesome.
flickers like fire, so it looks like really cool. But yeah, she loves it. She says it reminds her of Ember. She's a big fan of Elemental. Have you ever watched Elemental?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was
Awesome
a
movie.
good
It's so
movie.
good. Yeah,
Yes,
she loves it. She watches like almost all the time, and she says it reminds her of Ember, like the fire and stuff. So it's really
that's
cool.
funny.
But yeah, we got new ones. You can announce them because I don't know if you remember exactly like what they're under, but there's one specifically. It's kind of like the drop, and then there's one that's going to be
Yeah,
only at the
I
actual
I don't
booth,
remember.
the event.
It's the artist is Christopher Lee. I don't remember the exact name that they're calling it, but it's kind of like a
It's
dumpster fire that it's a
Dumpster
stump,
Stump,
okay?
I think it's called. I
And
think.
it looks like, like a tree stump with like kind of like algae and like plants like growing out of it. It's super, super cool. It's a great look. And that one is going to be a general release, and then they're going to have one that's only at Designer Con, which is the same mold, but it's blacklight. They're calling it like an acid
Acid
trip
Trip.
one,
Yeah, Acid
um,
Trip limited edition.
which is funny. And he said if there's, which they do this, which I feel a lot of the designer toy companies do this, which is cool. It makes sometimes feel a little annoyed if you get it at the con, but they got to make money. Whatever doesn't sell at the con, they're going to put up online. So that's good for us who
Hmm.
aren't going to Designer Con. But I mean, their designs, they're another company. They just keep getting better and better and better. Like I have this one right here.
Oh, that one's awesome too. Yeah, I
This
have
is
it.
just like I just love this thing.
It's just
Like
so
I
funny
can't get
because
over it. It's
it's
just
such a simple
amazing.
concept. You have a dumpster,
It's
you have
so
one side
simple, but
down, and you have
so
a fire
cool.
coming out the other side. And yeah, they pull it off always with a different concept, different
Yeah.
color, different, and they still keep it a dumpster with a smiley face. Like this one, the smiley face is like a little like
Yeah.
distorted even. It looks like a stump. It's got like grass, it's got a mushroom growing out of it. It's got a little like chameleon, it looks like. And
Yeah,
then the
I know it's
fire
so
is actually
cool.
like leaves. Like it's like they repurpose it to look like leaves. And then literally the other version is same thing, but the colors are just out of this world bright and crazy because it's obviously like acid psychedelic. Like it's so cool. But yeah, they pull it off every single time. And all the time when they come out with a new one, I'm like, dude, these things are just so cool. Such a basic little concept. But if you're not into like these or you've never gotten them, like definitely check them out. We talk about them like almost weekly now because there's always
Yeah.
like something coming out. But yeah, this is definitely a really, really cool drop. And I'm excited to see if we can get that at least the regular one,
Yeah, the
and
regular one.
hopefully the acid one goes on sale. Besides the actual being at the booth, but yeah, that's definitely like an awesome company that we continue to support as well. And I know we've gotten really into them as of lately, and there's a lot of them. Even
There's
they've
a
been around for
lot,
a little
yeah.
while, but we got into that game definitely pretty late.
Too late, but it's just funny because like I'd always seen those and like I want these, but like I never did, and now it's just like I'm mad that I didn't get them before.
Yeah.
Dude, they
Do you
had one. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
no, no, go ahead. Which one?
They had one with during COVID. They have one with like he was wearing a mask. I think it's like the
Yeah,
funniest
yeah,
thing
yeah. I
ever.
know, I know. They really like pull off all these like ideas. It's like hilarious. No, I was gonna say, do you have the Nightlight one or no?
I don't have the nightlight one.
You should definitely get it. It's like really
I
cool,
do want to get it
and
now, especially after I saw
it
yours.
lights really well. Yeah.
I have this one which lights up, which is funny. I don't have the battery in it because it's like not a common battery, but this one lights up. But it's interesting. This is like a normal sized one,
Hmm.
even
Yeah, because the
though
other one
it's
is
a
a little
light
bit
up.
bigger. Yeah,
Yeah, but this one's
yeah,
super cool too. Obviously, I love my holiday stuff.
yeah. No, those are awesome. But yeah, that's gonna probably be it to wrap it up. Episode 85.
Yeah,
An exciting episode. Really got into that Funko NFT stuff and drama news, whatever you want to call it. Disney Lorcana is legit. We will be opening packs. I do want to record, so hopefully we'll
yeah,
record something. Maybe we'll get something on here. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Because like I said, I have literally five. I have all the five of the starter decks. So these come with one pack in them of an actual like booster pack. But then you got obviously the starter deck cards, and then they all each come with at least two of these like exclusive ones, which is still cool, especially for playing. Like that's perfect because you got a whole deck. You don't
yeah,
have to worry about it. But I know when we open up our booster boxes, that's going to be even more exciting. I can't wait to get those in. But yeah, that's going to be it. You can let everybody know,
yeah,
like I said before, where to follow us and everything. If you guys are not watching or you're listening, come over and watch us. If you're watching, support us on the listening side, whatever you want to do. We really appreciate it. But yeah, that'll be it for episode 85. And Charlie will let you guys know, like I said, where all the socials and everything are.
yeah. So obviously, you can follow us at Collector Chatter on Instagram, and then both of our personal collecting accounts, which is at Pop underscore Migs and at Collector underscore Charlie. And like Mig said, if you're watching us on YouTube, go listen to us on the podcast. And if you're listening to us on the podcast, come over and watch us on YouTube. This week, I mean, I know we talked about we'll be getting Disney packs. I'll definitely be getting them. So I'll be putting up a video of me ripping those open, hopefully to get in some redeemables. But, we have exciting stuff. Obviously we still love Funko, but we're really broadening our horizons and talking about different collectibles. And, as we said earlier, please make sure you're commenting on this video and let us know what you think of all the different collectibles we talked about. Have you been getting into Disney Lorcana? Some people, I feel have found our channel and have been commenting, which is kind of cool. And let us know if there's like any other collectible brands that we should be looking into in the new year, not just to, us to person collect, but that we'd love to chat about. So we, would really appreciate that because there's obviously always something new. And if you haven't already, if you could please like this video, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out. And please subscribe to this channel. We really, really want to continue to grow this. It's crazy how long we've been doing this, but we keep growing and we really appreciate everyone's support. And next week, you're going to come back to us and we're going to have an episode where we're going to talk about like, normally we would probably just do our top Funkos of the year, but I think we're going to spice it up a little bit and
Hmm.
just do collectibles as a whole,
Yeah.
and throw Funko in there because this year was really a year of us really getting into other stuff. But
Hmm.
with that being said, thank you everyone as always. Collecting is the way. And until next week, later.
Bye, everybody.